Hi there everyone. So today I would like to introduce you to the bootable diagnostics that I use during my day job and at home fixing computers. So this is a cut down version of a multi-boot USB diagnostics that I use. So what are the reasons for this drive with so many offerings out there, you might ask? Because there's what do you got? All-in-one boot, Medicat, Ventoy, etc. Some of the utilities I use at work can't be booted from an ISO image, but SYSLINUX, I found in my tinkering, could boot them. So I found this to be the case with CTools 2020, if you've ever used that. Yeah, you can, like I said, you can boot it from SYSLINUX. So I was like, well, how can I combine the things that I need onto one drive? So I made this bootable USB drive using a utility called Yummy, and making the changes that I needed to make it work. This is the drive here. Made a little Doge. It's kind of like a spin-off of the St. Bernard carrying a medical kit, or liquor as I used to. So it's a Doge carrying a USB drive. Very funny. So while this is not the most best or complete bootable utility, it contains everything I use from day-to-day at work fixing commercial machines, but I made this reduced version for use at home with the basics that I use from day-to-day, such as the drive imaging, diagnostics, which is pretty much all I need on there. There is a bootable Linux as well called was it Slacks Unix? I don't use it that often, but it's good to have it there in case I ever need it, I guess. So yeah, let's boot it up and I'll show you what's on there. Booting. Okay, so it's important to note, if you choose to, I'll show you later on how to make one of these drives. If your BIOS only supports UEFI, you'll only be able to support the CTools off of it. Most BIOSes still have UEFI and legacy, so just enable legacy in your BIOS USB drive, and here we go. So here we go. So it'll boot from the first hard drive after 120 seconds, but we can boot from the second drive. Okay, so I've got drive imaging programs. Let's just have a quick tour. We've got, so all these programs are freeware, or were given away without charge at some point. So all these are Cronus TrueImage, came from the Western Digital version. So these are all the bootable 2005 for older hardware, right up to 2020. I've also got CloneZilla Live, which I haven't really used yet. Macrium Rescue is pretty good, and also NCR Imaging Suite. The NCR Imaging Suite is quite good because it can read and write the WIM files to a hard drive, and also multiple partitions, which is not usually supported, which is nice. So back here, system diagnostics, we have the CTools X, or the 2020 version, so you can boot that off this drive. All other tools are in here. So I've got two of the more recent copies of MemTest, older version of CTools, and Western Digital Diags for older drives. Neither of these work that well with SSD, so I mean they will work, but they're not designed for it, not written for it. So yeah, then we got Ultimate Boot CD. That's got all kinds of old school utilities, BIOS, CPU, hard drive memory. I won't go through this now because it's quite a bit to go through. If you want to download this, you can have a look at that. You might already be familiar with that. What's this? Boot device failed. Let's reboot. Okay, so we're back in the main menu. We've also got USB bootable OS, which has got one in it at the moment. At work, I have some other options in all these. So if you're thinking it's a bit slim, well, yeah, it kind of is. The reason why it's slim is, seriously, how much stuff do you need? Like like I said, there's so many other utilities out there, and they're just packed full of too much stuff that you never use. So this is just the stuff that I use every day is on here pretty much. You also play Lemmings or Doom. I've also got settings you can change, which is also back on the main menu. So you can change your background screen, which I've been playing around with those AI image generators, which are quite fun. So you can change it to one of those. It's yeah, the Matrix chick. She's the default. It's funny, I only find like 1 out of every 100 pictures is like half funny. We'll go number 4. And we've also got security options. So if you, like me, and you have children hanging around and they might plug it into a computer, go, oh, let's plug this in, and then it boots up. They can potentially wipe hard drives. So I've got enable pin requirement. And we'll show you the pin in a second. You can't actually change that. 3465. Like I said, it's not to be super secure. It's just to stop kids and people without the know, who aren't in the know, to do things, stop them doing things that are not good. Raising hard drives and everything. Okay, so back in the main menu. So as you can see, the background has changed. So I'll just show you the. Oh, there we go. Password, system tools. Let's run memtest. There we go. As you can see, running memtest. It's just handy. I've got a couple of these drives just hanging on hooks in my workshop. So whenever I need to run diagnostics or image a drive, which is pretty much the 2 most common things I do. I know there's like people who do antivirus work. There's some good ones out there, which I forgot the name of. You know, you can keep it on a separate drive if that's your thing. Okay, so this computer I'm working on, I also need to take an image of the drive. This isn't the most complete multi-boot drive out there. One I use, and like I said, the reason I use it is you can have a variety of different things booting, not just ISO, like CD images. Not everything's on a CD image, unfortunately. So let's boot this up and make an image. Okay, so as you can see, it's now complete. Only took 1 minute 31 seconds. I find this Macrium Reflect is really fast to image disks, a lot faster than any of the others. So there we go. We've made an image of our drive. So yeah. So next part, I'm going to go in and show you how to download and make one of these drives if you're interested. Yeah. So if this wasn't for you, then you can finish up here if you like. Otherwise, stick around and I will show you how to download and make one. I'll see you shortly. Okay, so we have inserted our drive and we're going to download the files that we need from my website, which is my old blog site, www.mikesrigs.weebly.com. Once in there, we're going to go up to the second tab, Multiboot USB Utility. Let's scroll down. There's currently the only one torrent file, as you can see. In the future, there may be more, so there'll be notes there, what's what, but just download the latest one. So choose download file. That will download the torrent file. So if you don't have a torrent application installed, you'll have to download one. I've got a link to one here called Transmission, which seems to be quite good. It's quite lightweight and secure and simple. So you can download and install that. That will allow you to download the torrent. So once you've downloaded your file through your torrent application, you will have a zip file. So unzip that zip file to a folder. And in this case, it's already done here. So this directory is pretty much what you'll see, except you won't see temp, and this MB utils mar24 will be a zip file. So apart from that, you'll have all these other files, the copy instructions, which is detailed instructions how to create one if you don't want to bother watching this or want to create one later. README, which is just all information about the drive. Dummy, which is used to set it up. And this guy here which is a little mini virtual machine application that we can use to test it once it's created. So first up, we're going to run the Yummy. This program's good. It creates the partitions and sets the drive up for us. So we're going to choose your USB drive and make sure you choose the right one, because this will wipe it. So FAT32 has to be FAT32. Wipe the disk, select the distribution. We're going to go right down the bottom to grub, and we're going to click browse, find that dummy file, which is here. Open and create. So that'll take a few minutes. It just runs fdisk and goes through its thing. So this Yummy thing, it's actually obsolete now. You can still download it from the website pendrivelinux.com. It's primarily designed to install different different distributions of Linux, but I use it to set my drives up because it's just fast and it does everything. So basically what we're doing is installing SYSLINUX and setting up the partition correctly. So it's just a cheats way of doing that, really. So I'd like to add more, no, finish. Then all we have to do is go into our zip file. So you view all the files, and we're going to send all of those to the Multiboot drive. So there we go, that'll take some time. Let's fast forward through this, shall we? Okay, so at the end, replace files in the destination. And that's it, we are done. So now we can test it using the mini virtual machine program, which is pretty cool. Oh, hang on. You have to actually start it as administrator for it to work on bootable USB drives. So we go run the live USB, and into our, for some reason it doesn't show the information for USB drive, it's unusual. But anyway, that's like a 16 kilobyte image, no problem. And there we go, boots up. So there we go. That's my little Multiboot USB utility. So hope you find it useful if you choose to use it. Like I said, it's not the best out there, but it's got everything that I use. I personally find it easy to modify, and like I said, the main reason I use this is because I can include software on here that does not start well from a CD-ROM image or an ISO, being CTools, but there are some other programs I use at work in the same boat. So for me, it's a lot easier just to trim down what I use at work and create a version for you and for me. So yeah, hope you find this video useful, and hope you find my utility useful. And if you do, if you have any comments or suggestions, leave it in the comments down below. If this isn't for you, then that's cool. You use what you like to use, and maybe share down below what you like to use and why. But for now, I'll be using mine. So there we go. Hope you like this video, and I'll catch you next time. Catch you later.